Now we'll go to another topic. As I said earlier on we talked about the Okada and Tricycle ban, and on Monday a lot of Lagos residents really felt the brunt of it. We'll take a look at that report and we'll be right back.
Besides the usual traffic, which was the big horror of most Lagos workers, Lagosians woke up to a bigger nightmare of trekking down long distances as a result of the ban on motorcycle and tricycle riders enforced by the Lagos state government on the 1st of February in 15 local councils and major roads in the state to reduce road accidents, insecurity and reckless driving. Popularly referred to as Okada, motorcycles were highly patronized by the populace because of the advantages it has over taxis and buses by navigating tight corners and burning traffic, especially during emergencies. Anyone stuck on the ever-busy road can relate. But on Monday, the 3rd of February, one thing was definitely absent on the streets and major roads of Lagos. Motorcycle and tricycles usually parked at the bus stops were nowhere to be found. People who waited for buses grew weary under the scorching sun and resort to self-help by trekking. Those lucky enough got assistance or free ride by private cars, while others saw it as an opportunity to make extra cash. Buses also became a luxurious affair, charging exorbitant prices to passengers who were already late for work. Unfortunately, the Lagos employer knows not the language of traffic or the plight of the Lagos worker. Legs worry, eyes teary, shoes bury. The Lagos worker is exhausted even before the day's work commences. The influx of people to the mega city of Lagos increases the population, and the basic amenities barely satisfy the needs of the people. Even the Lagos Bus Rapid Transit System, also known as Lagos BRT, is not sufficient enough.
The experience of banning the Okada was not properly thought of. A government that is claiming to want to satisfy the people and make the environment conducive for them should have thought of palliative measures first before placing a total ban on Okada and Marwa. Now, this is Allen Avenue. The major means of transportation is either Keke or Marwa. Now it's been banned. And you can see people are trekking to work this morning.
Coming down here was a tug of war, seriously. I came from 7-Up and I couldn't get Marua or bikes from there, because on a good day we have Marua guys and bike guys stationed there. But today it was a battle to manage to get down to Oluyole Junction. Got down to Oluyole Junction, same thing. There were no bikes, there were no keke napeps and all of that. And I'm here now. I'm going to school. I'm late for my lectures. There are no bikes. There are no Marua guys. There is nothing. It is frustrating. I'm stranded. If you must take off those guys out of the road, then there should be an alternative.
I wake up this morning to prepare to go to work and have experience that is unimaginable. Experience that I can never believe that this can be experienced in Lagos. I can't imagine that a normal human being, in the name of government, somebody who can sit down in office comfortably, take a decision that can affect Lagos to this extent after knowing the population in Lagos. The population in Lagos is crazy. And one of the things that gives some of the people here employment is these KK people and the other people. And we are coming to stop them from working and now taking the whole population. The people, look at the population. People are trekking over a long distance, all because they don't have means of population. I think this decision is wrong.
Now the cost of fare has inflated. Traffic, people, like as you are seeing now, you see people waiting for vehicle. It's not fair. The masses should be put into consideration. And again, I learned the introduction of Marwa was to elevate poverty. But now you are banning Marwa. What now happens to the riders?
From Agege reach at the trek, I beg, make government make them bring keke back, and even though they not bring bike, make them bring keke. It's too much for the suffering is too much. We go vote for them finish. After they go, they use on the suffer house. It's bad.
Since Saturday of the ban, we have been trekking from Ikeja to Ojota, 250 naira. They have not brought new transport. We are trekking all round. No motor to take our children to school.
Meanwhile, anguished by the ban, There was a protest at Allen Roundabout, Ikeja and Ijora area of Lagos on Monday over the ban. The riders reportedly clashed with police officers, burning tires, and eventually led to 3 wounded.
All right, you're welcome back. You're still on to Editors Forum, exclusive to Galaxy Television. Of course, those were the views of Lagos residents complaining about the hardship that the ban has brought on them. And we also know that there were protests in Allen, that's Ikeja. We also had protests at Ijora, where about 3 people were injured due to shootings. We also had another very rough one at Yanokpaja, where school people was killed. We also had that different people were injured and about 34 people were arrested by police officers as against the protest for the Lagos tricycle and motorcycle ban. But aside from that, a lot of people, rather the federal government, has talked about it being a matter of security for the ban. But let's hear the views of people here on board. Emeka Madonago, do you see this as a means of tackling insecurity? Because we were hearing different rumors on social media about terrorist attacks and all that. Do you see it that way?
No, you see, securing the society is an ongoing thing.
Okay.
It's not a whimsical issue. It's not something you just wake up and you outlaw a viable means of transportation for the people. Now, you find out that Lagos is like an El Dorado. It's like a paradise for so many Nigerians. In fact, so many Africans. You travel abroad, you know, a lot of Africans want to come to Lagos because they hear fantastic stories about Lagos, you know, which is very good. And you see the population, it reflects in the population. But the sad thing is that our leaders, because of the lack of creative thinking in governance, they think that population, a large population, approximates to a problem that is a problem. Instead of being creative, turning this into an asset, what do? They look for means. So if possible, you even hear some saying that people who live in Lagos, you know, lawfully, legally, that they should leave Lagos for us, that they are trying to take over Lagos from us. And that's what you see. Somebody just wakes up one day and says, okay, from February 1, no bikes, no tricycles, without putting in place adequate and proper alternatives. You tell me you're bringing in ferries, you're bringing in 65 buses for 22 million people. That is ridiculous. If you're talking about security, terrorism and all that, good. Yeah. It's an ongoing thing. You didn't just wake up on January 30 to discover that, we need to secure the city. So what would you have done? You should have had maybe town hall meetings. You should have, reached out to the people. Right. Okay, fine. Due to certain reasons, security, health, and environmental issues, we need to outlaw or restrict these forms of transportation to certain parts of the city, of the metropolis. Now, what are the alternatives? You think, because you are servants of the people, you cannot think for the people. You have to consult the people. But in Nigeria, our leaders think they know better than us, and that we are servants, we are serfs. They think for us. They can just throw anything at us. If we don't like it, they send the military, they send the police to crush us, and they don't care. Human lives don't matter to them. And then you just wake up. You say you're bringing ferries. Are you going to pour water from the lagoon on the roads so that ferries can run on the roads? What are you telling me? It will run at Agege. You ought to have confronted the people. And then you should have started, and you should have started running an alternative. You test it. Then gradually you begin to face all this. You're not telling me that there are laws. Let me tell you, if laws alone could solve the problems of humanity, we don't have criminals on the roads. Is it that people don't know it is unlawful to steal? It is unlawful to do certain things. It is unlawful to be a terrorist. But you see people getting involved in decency. But what do? Side by side with implementing the law, you also bring in empathy. You also bring in some other forms of social engagement so that you have a holistic, you have a holistic handling of that problem. Now, the bike ride-hailing companies, they claim that they were paying sums of money, that they were paying levies to government agencies to National Union of Road Transport Workers.
Yeah.
Some said 400 naira per bike per day. And then you claim that, oh, they had been banned, blah, 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 and all of that. But as the same governor at the platform some months ago said he was going to regulate, he will not ban Okada. You not just wake up and decide to, good. If there were reasons, if there were, so you now got me information that you needed to ban, no problem, fine. But you see, you needed to get out, send people out on the streets, fill the ports. What are the alternatives? What do we do? If you like, pour in 5,000 buses. Lagos is a city that never sleeps. I've been around this town there's no hour of the day I've not been out on the streets by virtue of my job as a journalist. So Lagos never sleeps. So what you have to do is you have to be creative. You got to make sure that people can commute from place to place at any time of the day. But you don't just come and say it's not viable, that people are no longer learning masonry, carpentry. Would your children go and learn masonry and carpentry? Why do you think the people deserve the remnants? That the people deserve the remnants, and that you deserve the cream? It's only in Nigeria you see such things. What they need to do, there is chaos. They have created chaos, and people are suffering. They must find the viable alternative. I understand that some of these small buses, 7-seater buses, they're trying to introduce those 7-seater buses. You could have brought them in. And by the way, trying to solve a problem, you try and also solve other problems. You try and create employment. Do you know, if you had said, okay, instead of these tricycles, bikes, for all the reasons you have enumerated, beautiful. Okay, we're going to introduce, if you are going to introduce these 7-seater buses, and we're going to have an assembly plant where we'll employ youths, to assemble vehicles, to assemble these vehicles, so that we'll also use it to get as many people on board we are going to now use transportation as a means of generating employment.
All right.
You can generate employment in different ways. You get more people out of the streets. Why do you think Donald Trump keeps boasting? He tells you, I've got more people off food stamps, off aid, and got them into jobs. You got to get people out. You don't criminalize their inability to get jobs. You have to do something. You've got to be creative to find a way to get them working for the economy.
All right, thank you. Let's quickly hear from Ziggy.
The problem we have with our leaders is that we lack that creative ability. Somebody had argued about population.
Yeah.
And that is no reason to do what you did. You don't create problems in trying to solve problems, because you've created problem. The problem here is that movement from point A to point B has been hampered. And what that means is that you are creating pain on the same people who voted for you. And the worst of what we witness in the country is that during electioneering, they make a lot of promises. Those promises are turned against the masses, and that is not politicking. It is wrong. When you are solving a problem of unemployment, for instance, what you do is to create a palliatives that will bring less suffering on the people. Removing the commuting sources of people in Lagos, over 20 million Nigerians in your state, will not solve any problem. And apparently, these leaders know that they've created problem, because they walk on the same road individuals pass. And as they passes in their tinted cars, they see people moving in good numbers. What at that point goes on in their mind? Have they done the right thing? Have you done the wrong thing? I'm very sure naturally they will feel that they've done the wrong thing. But how do they correct, or how do they right these wrongs? When you are moving individual source of commuting, what you should have done is to create an alternative arrangement. As you create it, you gradually will fizzle out the areas you feel is not fitting in your mega city arrangement. Right. Yes, Okada could create nuisance, but what have you done in order to ameliorate the problems that would removal of the Okada will cause. You've not done so. So you are creating more problem by thinking that you've solved a problem. Yes, they've cited some problems like accidents.
Road accidents. Yeah.
Road accidents. Yes, but that has been okay. And this, yes, somebody equally said that this thing did not start today. Fashola started it.
Yeah.
Okay. And when Fashola started, because they want to come in, they start making promises and allow these Okadas. Okay, because at a point, I know Lagos State House legislated on this, and it became an act that these people should not be on the major roads. Okay, so at which point did you allow them to come on the roads again? It was because you made promises that, look, when you give me your votes, I'm going to allow you to freely move in Lagos. And you are reneging on that on the promise. How do we let people see us when we make promises? The pain as we speak is much. Yes, if you want to go ahead removing Okada from the roads, create alternative arrangements so that people will not commute long distances. Is now they've removed OPay2, the company that was legalized, because somebody in the same government accepted them to be on the road. Okay, because they said it's going to be a corporate Okada. Okay, and now the same corporate Okada who paid you, I learned they pay every day to National Union of Road Transport with that chairman every day. What are you going to be? What is going to be your reasons for taking them off the road? Are you going to say they did not comply to your demands? Okay. Or did not comply to government's regulations?
All right.
But before they come on board, they've fulfilled all those promises, all the regulations, all the obligations, and you allow them on. Now you are asking them to leave road.
Okay, I like the fact that you brought about the economic and business aspect, because a lot of businesses were also affected by this tricycle and the motorcycle ban. We also talked about bringing palliatives and alternatives before enforcing the ban. But due to this ban now, we've had a school people dead. How do we relate this with what has happened now? Don't we see, is it that the police now, because we know we've had problems with the police having extrajudicial killings and all that. We've had 4 people injured, 1 person has died due to this ban. So do you see this as even creating more insecurity? And what punishment should be for the police officers? Because this is not the first time we're having extrajudicial killings and nothing has been done about it.
I know you were reserving all those questions for me.
All right.
But let me first of all start by congratulating my brother Emeka for creating Otrek.
He's trending. He's everywhere.
Someone look at it.
He's trending. He's everywhere.
You see, in the first instance, we people look at issues from the surface.
Okay.
We don't look at it from the underneath. I was looking at Ziggy Ibe towards the end of his submission. I thought he was going to open it finally. He just did like this and closed it back.
I was stylish.
You were not stylish, yo. Because people will not like it. Fela will say, "Na she cause am. She don't open my mouth and I go talk." Fela will say, "Basket ma won't open mouth again, you." And they will talk. You made mention of something. That somebody in government, in this same party, allowed OP to start working, which is Okada. Say this is corporate Okada.
Yes.
When this thing started, when? Is it up to 1 year?
No.
So why are you still? So that means that it was accepted without that person using his common sense, or the person cancelling it is not using his common sense. Who among them is not using their common sense? Who among them is insipid and not visionary? Abi?
Yeah.
We have to look at that. 2, the so-called BRT. Who are the people managing it before? Who? Abi, Lagosians know, we all know these stories. So they should stop playing politics with our lives. Do you know how many people have died because of this silly thing that is happening? Because when people are fighting themselves and they are now inflicting injury on the people, oh my goodness, why? Who are the people managing this BRT? What happened that made Ambody to import all those BRT in those days, buses?
Yeah.
Why was Ambody not giving second time? Was it as regards to that? What's the meaning of some people saying chop alone? Now again, why now saying that, look, that buses that we have not allowed to operate since, why are you now bringing about 60 or 65 for them?
65 maybe.
Why are you bringing them out now? What is it that was not there that is now there?
That the House of Assembly even wanted to probe Ambody.
Oh, so why are you now bringing it out now? These are some salient questions we got to ask them. And perhaps, my brother, that is why they will never call you for town hall meeting, no, before they take some decisions. Now let us leave that aside. Let's come back to this banning of Okada. In any situation, in any country that I have been to, they don't plan without taking into consideration their culture.
Okay.
All right? They don't plan without taking into consideration their culture. They don't plan without taking into consideration their available infrastructure. Mark it to available infrastructure. Let us say, for instance, London. Why am I taking UK? Because they are our colonial masters. The city of London, from my own research, is about 10 million people. All right? And they have nothing less than 500,000 buses. All those London, not even not metro. I said London city buses. All those double decker and all that. Yes. They don't have less than 500,000. You can go and Google. Anybody can go and Google it. Are you with me? Aside from underground. Okay. Now, those people, they know that in their own culture, it is you and yourself. Okay? There is nothing like extended family. So you have to walk before you eat. If you don't walk, you cannot eat. Now, let us come to Lagos. There too, as you are coming out of school, they have already planned for you. So there's an employment opportunity for you. It's not that because you have gone to school to read the mathematics and all that, then you come back and be sweeping the streets. No. Let's come to Lagos. Let's come to Nigeria. And then say way down to Lagos that this thing is now happening. Where I live, Alagbole, Ajuwon, Ojodu, come to beggar axis. I have had calls to interview a lot of Okada people. Some of these guys, aside from the
graduates,
aside from the Hausa, they are university graduates.
Yes.
Elect.
Shameful.
Aki, survey, mathematics, not just first degree, even second degree.
Yes.
All right? They came out from the university, no job. What would they do? Even some of them, they prefer to go to the village to farm. Where is the land? When the land is available, where are the tractors? Where are the improved seedlings? But rather, they will say, okay, we want to empower you. They will give you 5,000. Now, there was a time, like you said, that the Lagos State House of Assembly legislated against Okada in this Lagos. What happened during the last election? Okay, you be journalists now.
They were allowed to come back.
They were saying they want to empower them. They were giving them Okada.
Yeah. Okada was given.
Yes. Am I lying?
No, no.
Let us say this thing.
Their rule then was they have to give helmet. They have to go on helmet.
To empower them. They were giving them this Okada. So who encouraged them to be riding Okada? I don't want to mention name of somebody. If I mention the area, said they will know. Who even called them? Say drink woman empowerment, giving them marua that I saw like this, giving them marua, and this marua you are taking away again. Are you now saying you want to suffer them, so that later when you want them to vote for you, we give it back to them? Like they said in political bureau the other time that do you know how we're going to make this will be following on? Now okay, bring me one live chicken, and they started removing the feather live. By the time they finished removing all the feathers, the chicken now became so weak. He has no option than to be following them. Do you understand? So all they are doing for us is just that they want to keep on pauperizing us. All you need to do, you should know that there is a problem. Lagos is a mega city. All you need to do, let me tell you what they need to do without suffering us. One, you have to register all Okada.
Okay.
When you register all Okada, you tag them. Put a tag on each Okada. That registration is not that you go to council, somebody will collect money. You know the way we do things now, somebody will collect money. Proper registration. Then you tag them. After tagging them, you monitor them. You will Okada.
The challenge is who monitors them.
Wait now.
Do they need their cozy office to monitor?
I will tell you, don't we have, who are the people encouraging this Okada to become nuisances on the road? Because you have last man. What's the meaning of last man? That to control traffic.
Yeah.
You
traffic
see them
management.
there. You see red light, Okada will jump. And last man will looking. What is that job?
So you're saying it's the fault of the authorities now?
At that very line, I have seen one Danfo. Traffic light stop that Danfo. Me, I was coming from the Fade East axis. I wanted to join this Ikeja axis. And you see this Danfo all of a sudden, bam! Being directed by a last man officer. I now parked my road to cause further confusion. I now called the person there. You know what he said? He said that Danfo belongs to their organ and they cannot stop it. So who are the people making those people to become nuisances on the road? And you are saying they are nuisance. Are they nuisance or you yourself, you are a nuisance to yourself? Do you understand? It is because you have not been able to control this thing successfully. So how are you now telling me that they are the one causing wahala? Okay, fine. The people that are coming in, that you say they are causing insecurity and all that, to what extent are you being able to monitor them? Lagos State has much more money that they can put, what do I call it now, CCTV all over. Even without CCTV, they can have satellite monitoring. That anybody that is doing all this can easily be captured, rather than coming up and then be disturbing the peace of the people. Why? Because you want to further put your control on the people. Okay. It is not fair. That is God, bro.
All right. Okay. I'm still on this extrajudicial killings there because someone has lost her life due to this. Emeka, let's hear from you.
Yeah,
quickly.
That was one area of worry for me. The Nigeria police tends to have, tends to always be ready to clamp down on the citizens, to oppress the citizens. And I had my fears when government said, oh, we are going to do this and that and the other. And then, February 1, it was as if many of the policemen didn't even sleep. They were just waiting for dawn. And they pounced on. Even in areas that were not covered by the restriction, they were just seizing Okada. Don't we know what Okada means? The logistics vans, the logistics bikes they were seizing, are they Okada? They even had to be told, don't seize logistics vans. And the state government, the notice of the state government clearly spelled out the bikes that were restricted. But they pounced on them. Beating, seizing, extorting. Why? Why are we like this?
Do you feel that there should be punishment for those erring officers?
Who punishes them?
Let me tell you, the state government should be held responsible for any death or any injury.
And not the security agencies?
They unleash the security agencies on the people. When they threw people out of Otodobami.
But it wasn't the state government that told them to shoot.
I will tell you, when they threw people out of Otodobami, when they threw people out of Takwabe recently, was it not security agents they unleashed on the people? The same people you ask for their votes, you unleash security agents on them. You tell security agents to bulldoze them, to crush them. Because you don't value human life. Because you believe whether they vote or not, their votes don't count. You will get into office by any means. We must stop this irresponsible governance in this country. It must stop. Whatever policy you want to bring in, it's fine. But consult the people. Empathy. The unfortunate thing is that our leaders lack empathy. You have politicians all over the world. Empathy. Empathy is a human condition that makes you, is a virtue, is a rare virtue that makes you put yourself in the place of all those other people.
Yes, because even when you are coming from assistance.
There have been accidents. Good. You want to stop all the beautiful. No problem. There's nothing wrong with it. But how do we go about this so that we don't hurt the people? So that there will be, so that we can get the people to buy in. You don't force the people. What our leaders do, they force Nigerians to buy in. They don't take time to get the buy-in. And you know what? At the end of the day, you have said security and all of that. You've driven them away from certain areas and restricted them to other areas. Are you telling me they will not just simply export their nuisance, quote unquote, to those areas and continue with whatever security nuisance? I know it. Some of them have said, okay, that in many states of the Federation, Okadas are banned. We agree. But you see, I know of some states, as they were preparing to ban Okadas,
they're making other alternatives.
They made other alternatives. Somebody said in Abuja, Okadas were banned and nothing happened. And I asked him, you have been hanging around government for very long, and you are saying in Abuja that Okadas were banned. Were you living in Abuja at that time? Didn't the government pour buses into the road? Didn't you see alternatives? What are we talking about?
All right, thank you very much, Emeka. Well, as far as you are concerned here, the ban still lasts, and as I said earlier on, there have been condemnations and commendations. Well, we're waiting on the response from the federal government.
Nobody's saying that they shouldn't ban Okada, but we're saying
make alternatives.
How you go about it.
Yeah.
We're not saying that the policy is wrong.
Okay.
Ab initio. But what we're saying is that how you go about it tells whether you even value the people or you just feel whether they like it or not, fight and complain.